Hi guys, Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher here. Happy February. I am freezing in my craft room right now. I've got my heat pump on. It is slowly getting up to temperature. I hope you can not be bothered by the sound of that in the background. I don't have much as far as my production to show you this week, but I have lots to share and lots to show you as usual. I do have some things that I got at the Lakeside Stitches when I went up in January with my friend Kara, the Granite State Stitcher, and I am going to go back up there again. This is when she was having a 30% off sale. She's closing permanently in February, unfortunately. So if you can get up there or give her a call and see what she has left. It's Lakeside Stitches in Greenville, Maine, and it's important that we support her in liquidating what she wants to get rid of. She has a collection of yarns, specialty yarns, cross-stitch stuff, embroidery supplies, accessories, threads, DMC, and Weeks Dye Works, and Classic Colorworks, as well as charts, all kinds of different things. I did buy 2 shelf units, so I'm going to go up and get those. I actually bought some yarn. I don't know anything about yarn, and I don't know what to do with yarn because I don't crochet or knit, but I do have something that I picked up at a Goodwill store. It's a loom kit, so you can wrap the yarn, and it creates different things depending on the different loom that you use. There are octagonals, circles, long rectangles. I have a friend who is using that regularly to make hats and scarves, so I went ahead and bought some because I think I'll learn from her. But I got something that was a very beautiful green. This I thought was very flexible to make a scarf out of that I would wear or my husband would wear. And this is a beautiful 100% Highland wool, fine Highland wool. I don't know anything else to tell you about it except for it's called Wild Thyme. That's the herb, Thyme. Husband told me to turn off my phone and I didn't. Hold on a second. Now I'm muted. So I'm excited about this. It is wool, but it doesn't feel itchy. It's very soft, so I don't think it's going to bother me. I don't have any allergies per se to wool. I know there are some wools that do make me a bit uncomfortable, but this one doesn't. So I'm excited to play with that. I have to find a nice home for that. I think I'll put it in a project bag, stick it in the box that goes up to camp regularly. I also have been working on redoing these little tins that I picked up on a clearance sale at an Ocean State job lot with my friend Spools. We got 3 different colors. We got a whole case and we just split them up. So I have 2 reds and 2 greens and 2 golds. And I thought I would cross stitch little tops for them, turn them into tiny little sewing boxes or containers. Now, I originally had this on top and it was all uneven. I apparently glued the trim really well because there's no getting the trim off of that. So this is going in the garbage. And I have since put a magnet on the inside. Genius. So I think what I'd like to do is to pause here, and I did some recording on my GoPro, and I'll show you what I did on my GoPro. So a quick little tutorial on how I made this little cutie. I'm going to put a magnet in here as well. I have stitched up, I have 6 of these. So I've stitched up a whole bunch of these little tomatoes. Some of them are different colors, some of them are different counts because I just used scrap. And then I cut out that shape, that scallop shape with one of my dies that I run through the press. And I did mount it on some thick paper so it will glue nicely onto that fabric when I'm done. And I decided, since this just didn't come out and was all wonky with the circular shape, I am using the can covers, which is really quite great. They're a little bit unlevel, and that's okay because once it's glued on top, it doesn't really matter. Now, what I did was I chose to mount this on a little piece of cardboard, which is pretty thick. It's just a substantial backing to a notepad that I kept. I kept it in my scraps. So what I did was I just traced out the lid of this can, and I made sure too that when I was sizing it, it's not going to take up the whole top of the can. You see how there's an edge there? So I have room for some trim if I want to. This was the smallest lid cover I had, so I thought this would work well. And after I traced it out with pencil, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut this ever so slightly on the inside of that paper mark, or that pencil mark, so it is just a little smaller, so it'll sit right on the can lid. These are my paper scissors. Oh, this is a rough cut. I'll put that to the side. So that'll fit either this way or that way. I might put it this way, so it'll fit just inside of it. Or maybe right on top of it. And then, to get it slightly poofy, I picked this up somewhere. Oh my gosh, look at these outfits. So this is just a 80% cotton, 20% polyester. It's a type of batting. Look how old it is, but it's quite suitable for my projects. I'm going to cut a circle, or maybe I'll just fold this one in. Let's see how that works. Nah, I'll cut a circle. So I will put it on the side. I'm going to use my fabric scissors for this. Maybe I can tuck this underneath it now. Give it a little more oomph. Boop. Boop. Oh yeah, that would be nice. So nothing goes to waste. Then I've cut a piece of solid green fabric I've picked up in my travels. I cut a square. I don't know how to do any sewing. I don't pretend to know, so I'm probably doing this all the wrong way. But what I do is I just fold in the corners, stitch that shut, fold in this, stitch that shut, and then I go around and I pull the corners in with the needle and thread. And this is probably the messiest backing anybody's ever seen on the back of a project, but here we go. What have I done? I've already made a mess. There we go. Just trying to get my loop in really quick. I am going to try to hold it down while I do this. It's getting kind of tight. Let's see how I'm going to tuck these corners in now. So I'm going to go to any one of these corners and just start pulling the fabric in to the center. Very, very messy. I'm not really concerned about it because it's just going to be glued down. I feel like I'm experimenting in a lab sometimes to see what works, what doesn't work, what I think will last or stand the test of use, and what won't. So my thread's getting a little short. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to tie it off here. And then I'm going to flip it over and take a peek at the other side. Let's put a quick little knot in here and see if I need to do some more. So let's see how round it is. That's pretty round. I could pull these in, but I think with some trim it'll be okay. And it's just a little poofy. I think that'll be really cute. So let's test it on the lid. It sticks up quite a bit, but I think the trim will cover that up. I got some big puckers there. Maybe I'll do another strand. Now for the magnet on the inside of this lid, I have this very flat piece of magnet. It holds the needle fine. So I've just been cutting down a size that I think would be handy to put a quick needle on. And then I'm choosing to glue the magnet to the inside of that metal can with an E6000 glue. And I can use the same glue for this lid. Or I can use the Eileen's tacky, but I think the E6000 might do better. So my first pucker's here. I'll go up here. And pull that in. And then I see a pucker over here, which is the opposite side. So let's go get that one. Definitely, there's one there. Is that on the opposite side? It is. There's one there. There's one here. Is that opposite? Not quite. There's another pucker. Get rid of that one. See how that just kind of folds right in? Whoops, my needle came off. Alright, that's definitely rounder. So now, there's like a pucker there. I think this is much rounder though. So now I'm actually going to glue it. And when I glue it, I'm going to crush it under some weight. But look how ugly that is. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's going to be glued here. After this gluing process is dry, then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I put a lot of glue on it, so I decided to clamp it really well. It's pretty tight. Hopefully these won't leave any dents. I think I might just put this on a timer, so I know it's set. And then wait till I show you what I do for trim. This is actually just a yarn, a chenille yarn. I picked up a whole bunch of it. I'll put this on later. So this is what I use for the trim. It's really just a blanket yarn, and I just pull it off as I need it. I'm just going to do a rough idea. So probably around this much. So when I glue it, I'll have too much on one end, of course. I'll just be tucking and gluing, and then I will cut it. So that's ready to go. And this, I already have a magnet cut. I went with a longer magnet in this one. And then with the edges of the magnet, I trim the sides. So I'll show you how I do a magnet lid. So this is pretty thin stuff, and I can cut it on just one of my little mini guillotines. And I'll go with that width. I don't measure it, I just eyeball it. That'll be nice. So I need to take off a little bit more off of this edge. That should help it fit nicely. I will save this piece. And you see how it just doesn't quite fit? So then I'm going to take this is a corner rounder punch. See if it fits now after I round the corners out. See how it rounds the edges? Ooh, perfect. I've got some little magnetic bits that I'm very careful to pick up and put in the garbage. Sometimes Abby does come up, so that's ready to go. So I actually have 3 more of these to cut. I will glue them at some other time because I do need to add weight into on the glue. So I need to make 3 more pieces out of this. And so I think that's it. I ripped this off of something. This we probably got as like, I don't know, a magnet calendar to some free thing. So this is 4.5 inches long. That looks like a long enough piece. And this looks like a good size. So I know these are too large for the inside of the lid. By what, about 1/2 inch? So I will go 2 3/4 on each one. And that leaves me with some nice pieces to use something else. Now when I have been, this is going to dull the blade ultimately for paper, so I cut tin foil or aluminum foil on this to sharpen that blade up. So let's round these out. That fits beautifully. And that's one. Same thing with these punches. When you want to sharpen them up, put some tin foil in here and just start punching away. That'll sharpen it. And this should be the same size. Yeah, this will fit nicely. Last one. Alright, so those will go for the next one. Let's see if I like how this is setting. Yeah, it's not going to leave too much of a mark. Alright, I'll come back to film the rest at a later time. Okay, I think this is dried enough. So let's put on this trim. Oh goodness. I really had those on there, didn't I? I like to use the plastic clamps, particularly when working with wood or metal, so it doesn't make any marks. Okay, so I'm going to use my Eileen's tacky glue, original tacky glue, to put on the trim. Now this trim does have like a seam. You see that kind of center seam? Almost like the spine. I'm going to make that go on the inside of this line. And what I'm going to do is add just a bead of glue all the way around. I like to keep this upside down in the basket. I gotta get some of that tinsel. Oh, I hope that doesn't stain. I'll have to get something wet for that. Oh, I think for the most part that worked. Alright. So I'm going to trim that off so that lines up. And then, while that's still wet, I'll get something for that. It's just a wet brush. That should not leave a mark. And you know what? While that's drying, I have my seam here where the two ends join together. I'm going to twist it till I like, oh, right there, I think. I think I'll wait to glue that since that's wet. but that's where it'll go. And the seam's right here. I turned it till I liked how it looks, and I'll mount the center stitch here, but I'm going to wait because this is wet. As I just cleaned off that glue that I left there. This will all dry clear. Not too concerned about that. This showed glue as it was drying, and you can't see any glue marks on it. Alright, so now I'll wait for that to dry. So I just put some glue on the back of this, stuck it on. I like where it is. This is drying. See, it's a little white there. That'll dry clear. Everything else is clear. And we'll put some weight on this. Set it and forget it. Thanks for sticking around for that. I also got some stuff up at Lakeside that I wanted to share. Patty, who has a couple of models up in her shop, she has quite a few models. I have always wanted to do this stitch. It is a bent creek. I don't know what the name of it is. I suppose I could look it up for you really quickly. I'll try to put it here on the banner. But she had this finished in the shop, and I was just kind of looking at it. And she said, "Oh, do you want to buy it?" So I did purchase this. I think he's just adorable. Hopefully the glare's not too bad. There we go. I've always wanted to do this. Now I can just hang it up. And Patty stitched it, so I'm really thrilled to have this and to protect it. I think I'll put it in my spring collection. It's something about the picket fence and the colors that remind me of spring. And I did win one of her larger cross stitches at a retreat last year. It was last year, the year before, and I keep that in my spring bucket as well. So I'll hang this up come spring. But isn't he a cutie? I just love this. She did this in 2012. Did I get that right? Yeah. And I like the barnwood that she chose to have it framed in. It is professionally framed, and it's got complete with a little hanger on the back. She had it in like an easel stand on top of a shelf. So now I don't have to stitch it. I don't have to search for it. I don't think I own it yet, but it's one of those bent creeks I've always wanted to do. So I love the green too. I like that Wedgwood green color. And she also gave Kara, as well as she gave me, one of her bags. Now this is just a little zippered bag. I have her big canvas bag already. And now, look at the size of that. So now I have a new stitch bag, which I'm really thrilled about. The yarn's not going to fit in this. It'll probably fit in the canvas bag. So I might do that. I was also playing with the bee cross stitch that I have been working on, and I wanted to make a journal out of it. Now this is a pattern from Just Cross Stitch magazine, summer 2024, and it's Be Mindful. And I finished my first prototype, and I really like how it came out. So I went searching for the notebooks. I did finally find them at a Walmart. You can still see a sticker mark on the back. I'll just see if I can fix that. It's a soft, feels like leather. It's not. It's just a type of plastine. But it's got lined pages that do rip out. And what I did was I took the cross stitch, mounted it on a mat board, which is just a scrap piece of mat board that I had handy. And I kind of laced the back very haphazardly, and then I glued it and pressed it. So it is quite flat. And when the journal is done with or full, you can actually get something under there to pry it off. You could stick it on something else. You don't have to say goodbye to the stitch. So I think this is really cute. I definitely want to do some more of these. Let's Be Mindful from the Just Cross Stitch Summer 2024. I really like the blue too. I went to Staples and looked at their notebooks, and their notebooks were like $12 and $13 each. Almost got them, but they didn't have the number that I needed. I wanted 3 to 4 of these because I don't know how many I'm going to make. And then I went over to Walmart and like, whoop, lo and behold, there they were for $4.87. I think some weird price. Less than $5 worked for me. And it's got the gold instead of the silver, which looks great with the honeycomb effect. So that was a fully finish, as well as the 2 little sewing containers. I have 4 more to do. Hopefully I'll get those done, and then I can start working on some Christmas cards that I want to get finished for this coming Christmas. I like to have at least 18 homemade cross-stitch cards, and I haven't even started. So that's a little concerning. I also have a whole bunch of wonderful pictures of people who sent in their finished stitches. And I really thank everybody for sending me what they send me, because I really get joy looking at them all. So let's see what I can pull up and share with you guys. So the first one is from Martha. She sent in a picture of 2 mill hills that she did. Now these are the little ornament kits. So these are on the smaller side. And they both have little embellishments on them. So if you can see the snowman, or the snow, what am I trying to say? The snowball? No, snow globe. Yes. The snow globe has a tiny little Santa charm at the base. It's a little gold one. And there's lots of little beads in it along the berries and the base of the snow globe, as well as his gloves and the tree. And then some red in the border of the base. It's absolutely adorable. And then some white and clear beads in the snow globe itself. And then the stocking is actually 3 separate pieces. So you do the stocking, but you also do the candy cane and the present, and you stick them in the top. I just love these. I'll try to do some close-ups of these, or maybe just it'll look big enough on the TV screen. I think these are great. I haven't seen these kits before, so that's something I wouldn't mind looking for. I do need to get started on my collection. And then let's see, I have this really cute patriotic trio. Now my friend Jane down in Arizona, hey Jane, she sent me a picture of 3 patriotic pillows that she did. And I love these. She used that crazy tinsel trim on the one that has the bird. So people are using this. I'm going to have to buy some and see if I can play with it. But do you see what she did too with the Uncle Sam, the one that stands up? She put you know those flags that you can get in your food? I love it. She's got a little flag. So Uncle Sam is holding the flag, and he's got some adorable white star buttons, as well as buttons on his suit. That's just really cute. And then the little God Bless America heart pillow. Really adorable stitches. I have to get some of that tinsel stuff. I think that's great. That's really a fun stitch. And let's see. I also have a collection of pillows that Verna sent in. So Verna, you just don't stop stitching. She's got a whole bunch. There is a dream pillow that she did. Don't tell people your dreams, show them. What a great pillow. I think that's fantastic for teenagers in your life. Anybody who might be hesitant to start something or try something new. I think that's a great pillow. It's a great saying. I love the colors in it. And then she did a cute little super birthday, have a super birthday pillow. That's really cute with the crazy fonts going on in that. And then she has a long rectangular love pillow, very sweet for Valentine's. That's a great accent pillow and some of your tiers, because you can stack other pillows around it that you can use this as like the background, and then have that little emblem sticking out. So I really like the longer ones that you can do different things with. That's really handy. And then she did a Get Lucky for St. Patrick's Day. I think that's really cute. Somewhere in my collection, I remember showing you guys some St. Patrick's Day stitches that I have that I should probably pull out soon and see if I can kit up, but that's really great. I love the colors in that. And then she also sent a Mickey and Minnie. Now she did this cross stitch, or I think she framed it herself. She got this many, many years ago from a Michaels, but she did finish it in 2023, and she was able to get it framed and finished, and it's just absolutely adorable. I don't know the name of the kit. I don't know if it's Dimensions or what it was. It doesn't look like a Dimensions to me. And she also did one called Enjoy the Magic. It's a little bit blurry, I'm sorry guys, but that's how it came. But that is Santa and the reindeer and some houses that he's going by. It's really cute. And then we also have, this one is a caterpillar cross stitch that she did. I'm gonna try to enlarge this before I'll show an enlarged photo of it. It's called Witchy Way. She did this in 2024, and it's a caterpillar cross stitch. Absolutely adorable. The bright colors in this I really like, because sometimes some of the Halloweens are just a bit too dark and dreary for me. So I think this is a lot of fun. Eat tavern, potions, beasts, spells, brooms. So each little house has a different saying on it. Those are really cute. And then I don't remember showing this. I was going through my pictures, and maybe you can tell me, Carol, did I show this already? Carol sent this to me January 9th, and I don't remember showing it, so I'm sorry it took so long. But this is her finish. Carol did the Ancient Mariner's Map. This is absolutely phenomenal. I'm going to try to enlarge it too before I put it up. And I don't know what the top says. It's Latin and I can't translate it, all of it, so I'm not even going to try. But I did look up what this was. Now this is a 1982 chart. It's a paper chart or paper pamphlet, and it is called The World of the Ancient Mariner, an original by Studio M, 1982. And you still can find this. I think I want to say I found it on an Etsy shop, but it's a very old, out-of-date chart, and it's really amazing. There are a lot of different world charts out there, but I think this one really takes the cake. And I love how she had it framed in the gold. It just looks like an old map. It's incredible. Let's see, what else was on my list? Oh, there was one other share that I wanted to show you guys. Now, there was one other show that I wanted to show you guys. One other picture I wanted to show you guys. Lynn sent me this, and she only had one photo. It's a little blurry, but I want you to look beyond that. What I want you to see is she got all of these stitches done. She has them all together on the wall. 6 beautiful stitches, but she has them in these terrific, I guess they're frames, but they're probably backboards according to the theme. So I just love that she did a wall of this. And I can tell that last one on the far right is a Christmas one, and that frame or that board that it's in has a train on the top. It's really cute. I did ask her for another picture, but it was the only one she had. So maybe I can ask her to send another one. Now, the first one on the left, maybe somebody can take one for her, because I know that we all want to see close-ups of these. This is amazing. The first one looks like a pumpkin, and I can't make out what the second one is, what the top is. But if anybody knows anything about these frames, I have to ask Lynn. They're incredible. What a wall to have, too, in your house, a wall of treasures. But Lynn, see if somebody can get a picture and at least give you the picture to give to me kind of thing. Because we're all chomping at the bit to see more, to see close-ups, and to be able to study these at more detailed view, because we really want to show off what you did. I think it's really wonderful. I don't have a wall like that. So those were the shares that came in recently and not so recently. Sorry, Carol. I don't remember showing that one. And I do have on my list that I'm going to kit up Christmas Journey. Now, the Story Stitcher, Joanna's doing that one. And she's probably, I have to catch up on my floss tubes. She's probably most of the way done with it. I want to work on that. And I have the scroll for it, thanks to Spools. Spools gave me a little scroll to put that on. But I have so many other things to do right now, and I just picked up and kitted up a new secret stitch that I can't show you, I think, until April. I'm sorry. I'm seeing somebody in April at a retreat that I'm doing this stitch for, and it might have to wait till then. I do have my Valentine surprise or secret stitch that I can show you sometime in mid-February. I finished that stitch completely this past week, which is kind of awful that I can't show. And I think what I'll do next is I'll start filming how I made this crazy snowflake, because I do find that I'm going to make some more. So I think I'll do the same thing, take my GoPro out and just show you step by step what I did. It's not rocket science. It's just a lot of painting and a lot of folding or bending. And then you glue it with little clamps to hold it in place. And it's quite substantial. So that's on the agenda. And then to do some stitching. We're getting some more snow sometime soon. I think tonight and then the next few nights. And I don't know if I'll be able to get out and go hunting to do anything. I did go to the dump. I didn't find anything exciting. I can tell you I found some spoons. And you say, spoons? I have these metal, I don't know what they're called, metal lettering set to like stamp things into the spoon. I haven't played with it. I haven't researched how to do it, but I want to take spoons and put little funny sayings on them, like serial killer, Cereal, serial killer, or ice cream, things like that, ice cream spoon. But I haven't played with it because I'm just collecting things right now. I went to the dump and I found spoons. So I got a whole bunch of them. I've got plastic flying in here. To which my husband replied, "You've got enough utensils up there to feed 200 people. I do not. I have a small little crate. Let me go get it. I'll show you. Okay, I have a lot. But in here, at the bottom, are the stencil or the alphabet set that I would use to hammer and stamp. I've got a collection of knives, forks, and spoons. Now, originally I thought I would make things like some wind chimes, using different things. I have a beautiful wind chime set made out of very old spoons and forks, and I think even knives in the center. And I just haven't played with it yet. I don't know why I collect this stuff if I haven't used it, but it's just a pattern I get into. And I will eventually. But if the handle's pretty, I pick it up and bring it home, especially if it's free. I know that some people buy these things. And if I did ever come across anybody who said, "Oh, I don't have any silverware for my new house," hasn't happened yet. So there's my confession. So the plans are to get some stitching done while it snows. And maybe have some progress to show you next week. Sorry I don't have much this week. But it was just fun to pop on, show you what I'm up to, and tell you that these are the plans. You guys have a great rest of your week. Happy stitching, and be safe. Almost forgot. dug through my phone because I'm trying to clean it up because I have a lot of stuff in there that's taking up space. I found an old video of me chasing after a porcupine. I'm going to put this at the end because, well, hopefully I can blip out some of the swearing. I was chasing him down. You can run after porcupines, walk right up to them because they're not so good with their visibility. They're more on scent and smell. But they will argue with you, and they will stand their ground, of course, because they have the spikes or the spines. But when you see them, you have to chase them off your property because you don't want your dog going near them. And in this case, I didn't want my neighbor's dogs to tangle with this thing because I know that that's happened. And every time your dog does tangle with a porcupine, guarantee it's a $300 to $600 vet bill. Easy. $300 is the minimal. That's maybe 2 quills. You got a face full, you can run into 4 digits. Anyway, enjoy the video. Dude, go away. Come on, move your ass. Get out of my yard. All the way. Go away, don't come back. Find another place.